Discover the heart of our history at the Hidden History Museum in Los Angeles. Now open with new weekend hours, Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Located at 2131 West Jefferson Boulevard in Los Angeles. Our museum showcases the brilliance and ingenuity of foundational Black American culture, along with the richness of global Black culture. Come in, explore our displays, and shop for books, films, and other unique items that celebrate our legacy. Also, be sure to look out for our popular special events. For more information, visit hiddenhistorymuseum.com.
Hi, I'm Mateo. Do you want to learn about Hidden Heroes? Hidden Heroes from A to Z is a cool book that tells the stories of amazing Black heroes you might not know about. You'll meet inventors, you'll meet explorers, and leaders who change the world. It's fun, inspiring, and you can learn so much. Get your copy now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Let's discover our hidden heroes together.
Boom, there it is. What's going on with y'all, man? We are in here, we're in the building. How y'all living? I got my b-boy look on right now. Let me just let everybody know on social media that we're live right now. Hold on one second. Hold on. Just getting all of the social medias together. How y'all living, man? Y'all good? Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. It's the end of the weekend. And all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, what is this? What is this? Charge. Hold on one second. I'm getting people are sending me a bunch of links and stuff. Voter fraud, passport fraud. I'm getting some stuff here. All right, so what's going on, man? I'm here. I got just so much stuff coming in. Let me send myself some of this stuff here. Glad to have y'all tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have the family in here. As you saw in the commercial, y'all need to go get the children's book, Hidden Heroes from A to Z. Get that at hiddenhistorymuseum.com, ladies and gentlemen. hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Hold on, let me put up one more thing on social media, then we'll be good to go, family. Let me put this up on Facebook real quick, and then we will be good to go. Y'all bear with me one second. There we go. Come on, thing. There we go. All right. All right, so here we go. We're here. All right, man, how y'all living, family? We're in the building. I got my intellectual b-boy look popping right now. Why don't y'all give me a retweet, let everybody know that we are live in the building right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let everybody know that we're live right now. A lot of stuff we're going to touch on tonight. Shout out to the person who sent me this FBA hat. I get so many gifts. Some of y'all send me some of the flyest stuff. I forgot the brother who sent me this hat. He sent me a whole bunch of FBA stuff. If you're in here, shout yourself out, brother. He sent me a bunch of FBA hats, shirts, a lot of fly stuff. Say shout out to the FBA, you're Caribbean. Shout out to the Caribbean family. Shout out to the Caribbean family. We got love for you. Long as you show us respect, we got respect for you. Nothing but love for the Caribbean family. Nothing but love for the African diaspora. Yeah, if you want to send stuff, man, email me and I give you the address to send. My email is info@Tariq.la. Tariq.la. Yeah, this hat is dope, ain't it? This hat is fly. Oh man, just waiting on more people to come in the room. We almost got 2,000 people in the room in the first 30 seconds. So let's get it hot. Let's get it popping up in here. A lot of stuff we're going to touch on, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier today, where are my Miami people? Where are my Miami people? Down in Miami, NFL player Tyreek Hill was on his way to a football game. So it looked like Michael Rainey Jr., hilarious. So Tyreek Hill was on his way to a football game to play football. He was on his way to play. Say, I be pulling all the aunties with this hat. Oh, the aunties love me. All the aunties love me. Where are the aunties? Shout out to all the fine aunties out here. Shout out to you. The old school OG aunties love me. Where you at, aunties? The old school aunties, they will shoot their shot. The old school aunties will definitely shoot their shot. Last time I was down in Atlanta, I was outside my hotel, and there was some kind of event going on. I don't know if the OJs were in town. It was just a bunch of aunties out there. It was something going on. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Frankie Beverly was performing. It was aunties everywhere. And the aunties were shooting their shot. Aunties shoot their shot a little different. The aunties shoot their shot. Shout out to Valentine. She's an auntie. Yeah, the aunties shoot their shot. They give you different kind of compliments. I had an auntie come up to me. She gave me one of them auntie shots. She's like, hey, young man, you sure got some pretty teeth. Thank you, ma'am. That's an auntie flirt right there. That's how aunties flirt. Your fingernails is sure enough clean. That's how aunties flirt. Auntie told me I had some pretty teeth. Said, all right, thank you, ma'am. Well, that's how the aunties flirt. Aunties like hygiene. They're real big on hygiene. Yeah. So yeah. But listen, what's up, Mia? She's an auntie. No, this ain't my hat. Shout out to the brother who made the hat. The brother sent me this hat. I wish he was in here. I wish he was in here so he can let us know who he is and where you can get the stuff. What is this? All right. But listen. Tyreek Hill was on his way to a football game. He was on his way to play. He's in his exotic car. From what I understand, I think he was going a little over the speed limit. He could not have been going that fast because there was a lot of traffic. So they pulled the brother over. They put him on the ground. They had to know who he was. At one point, they had to know who he was. You know, this guy, he's a name down there. They saw him in the exotic car. He probably explained to him, hey, I'm going to play a game. I got to play a game up here at the stadium. So they knew who he was. But they chose to gaffle him up. From what I saw, looks like one of the race soldiers kind of kicked him. It looks like it, allegedly. Let me play this clip. I'm not going to play the audio because there were a lot of people driving by and some people had their music on. But this is one of the clips here where Tyreek Hill is getting gaffled by the race soldiers. Hold on one second. Let me turn that down. All right. So that's Tyreek Hill right there. They got him cuffed up. They had him on the ground. They had him on his stomach. They just got him off of his stomach. They sit him down. They got some of these white Hispanic race soldiers over here. That's your black and brown coalition. Okay, now look at the cop right here, Boom. Looked like the cop kicked him. Did the cop, you can't really see, but looked like the cop, he kicked him down. So this is real excessive for a minor traffic stop. All right? Looks like the race soldier kicked him. All right? Let me look up some other pictures and videos of Tyreek Hill on the ground. He's on the ground, so it's just really over the top. It's extremely over the top. And hold on. Yeah, right here. Okay, so yeah, this is when they got him on the ground. This is cowardly race soldier ass nonsense. Hold on. So they got him on the ground, all on his stomach. All right. Just real extra. Real extra.
What the fuck?
Oh, let me turn the volume down a little bit. Okay. Real extra stuff here. So they gaffling him up. What kind of car is that? Is that a Lambo, a Ferrari? What is that? I can't tell what kind of car that is. So they know who he is. At this point, they got to know who he is. So they're roughing him up. Now, I haven't seen this. This is him. I think they asked him about it at the game. And didn't they win? Did they win tonight? They won tonight, by the way. That was a McLaren. Okay. I think they won, and he made, they kind of made fun of it. They're making light of it. Shout out to them. If they won tonight and they're making light of it, they're clowning. Hold on. Now, I haven't seen this. Well, there's a couple. Let me play a couple of clips. Hold on.
Tyreek, you just had a moment with your kicker, Jason Sanders, after that 52-yard game-winning field goal. What'd you say to him?
I was like, Jason, man, all hail Jason, man, because Jason is the man. You know what's crazy? Before he even kicked it, I was already walking into the locker room. Because I don't know what time it is. That's automatic Jason, man. You feel me?
Tyreek, it's been a roller coaster.
Fair use.
Of a day for you, starting on the way to the stadium, a day filled with adversity. How would you just describe your mindset coming into this game today?
You know what, man? So when I left home, I told my wife, I was like, babe, I'm finna go to work and I'm finna get prepared for my day. Little did I know, that was quite a surprise on the way, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, dog, I got a job to do. And my job is to come inside of this stadium and be great, dog. So
there it is. All right, let me play the press conference here. I haven't seen none of this right here. Hold on.
Right now, so I've been trying to figure that out too. Man. Right now, I'm still trying to put it all together. So I'm not gonna give you a version that I still don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to be able to use this platform to say, like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Like, worst case scenario, because it's crazy. Like, I want to be a cop one day. I got to stay true, man, all that, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But obviously, everybody has bad apples in every situation, so I want to be able to, use this platform, to figure out a way to, like, flip this and, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, so that way we can team together and, do something positive for the community, because that's what it's all about, bro. Like, you guys are here to, like, protect us as individuals, and I have a platform and I want to be able to team up with you guys, so that's all I gotta say.
All right, so the brother took the high road. All right, he took the high road, and that's cool. He can't really get too buck. He can't really get too buck. Yeah, he does need to lawyer up, and I think the race soldier who kicked him, look. Did he not get kicked? From what I saw, and fair use, from what I saw, looks like he got kicked. So yeah, I know he's playing the game. You know how he has to be a little politically correct. He can't go full Tariq Nasheed on him and go in on the race soldiers. He can't go full out on him, because he knows how, the NFL, they're not going to have his back if some of the white supremacist fans turn on him. But this just goes to show the cowardice of race soldiers. They knew who that man was. Let's be clear. They knew that was Tyreek Hill. They knew who he was. They knew where he was going. And I always say, because they can't beat these brothers on the athletic field fair and square, they always have to beat them outside of the ring, outside of the field, outside of the athletic arena, within the system of white supremacy. That's where they have to get them. With the race soldiers, with the little sabotage, that's where they have to get us. With their little coward-ass, punk-ass system of white supremacy. That's where they have to defeat us to a certain degree. And then they make themselves look bad and look like bigger cowards. They look like the cowards they are. You understand? They look like the cowards they are. But shout out to brother Tyreek Hill for taking the high road and keeping his head up and winning. He he retaliated by going there to the arena after getting gaffled up and winning. That's really yanking their crank when you do that. But here's the thing that kills me about this. A lot of the damn Democratic shills are using this as an opportunity to blame Trump. Do y'all know they're using this as an opportunity, a bunch of Democratic shills talking about, man, Trump is going to have immunity for all the police. Trump is going to give immunity to all the police, so we're going to get more of this under Trump. So they think they're going to use this as an opportunity to kind of blame Trump. The rapper Plies put up this tweet here. And Plies, he's been really shilling hard for the Democrats. If you want Trump, this is what you want. You looking at a Trump America. This is what he said he in favor of. Will grant immunity. This is the mindset and the behavior. You might think you can steal some money while he in office, but you'll be getting treated like this unapologetically. And people gently reminded him, hey buddy, in Democrat shills, y'all not gonna blame this on no damn Trump. The Biden administration, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats are in power and in office now. You're not gonna sit here and blame this on Trump. That's their whole strategy. Their whole strategy is to sit up here under the Democrats and do all of this weird anti-black stuff and then blame Trump. Y'all not going to do that. Trump ain't in power right now. Biden and Kamala, they're the ones sitting up here giving pardons to and giving passes to race soldiers. They're not punishing race soldiers for harming us. The Biden administration, they are light on cops. They're not punishing cops. They already got them immunity. There's already immunity for the cops. Obama saw to that. Obama saw to that. By the way, before I forget, let me give my brother a shout out, Reza Islam, ladies and gentlemen, with his intellectual power herbal stimulants. It stimulates your brain. It stimulates your intelligence. This is hot fire right here, intellectual power. You can get this at intellectualpower.net, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you guys the website real quick. The website is intellectualpower.net. Herbal remedies to help you get that brain popping. This thing will help memory enhancement. This is the website, intellectualpower.net. It enhances the memory, helps your digestion, increases your focus, elevates your energy, reduces brain fog, improves sleep, lowers stress, and family. If you use the coupon code BRAIN, you can get 20% off. So go ahead and get yours right now. There's also a number to call. Intellectualpower.net, ladies and gentlemen, from our good brother Reza Islam. All right? Intellectualpower.net. Go there right now to get this intellectual power. This will have your brain stimulating with knowledge and intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. All right? But listen, man, this whole thing, going back to what I was saying about them trying to blame Trump for everything, again, that's going to be the Democratic strategy. And I can't wait to see this debate that's coming up with Kamala and Trump on Tuesday, right? I think the debate is on Tuesday. This whole thing where the Democrats do stuff and then point the finger at not just Trump, but the Republicans. They have a real bad habit of doing that. Just like with the Central Park Five. I always talk about how they sit up here and talk about Trump putting out an ad about the Central Park Five back in the 90s, but it was the Democrats that were railroading those brothers in jail. You understand? And what happens is, with the Democrats, they usually get their tethers and their bootlicks to do a lot of the dirty work for them. And then when the ramifications come, they turn around and then point at the Republicans. You understand? The Democrats will put something in motion, and then when the Republicans grab onto it, the Democrats act like it was the Republicans all along. We got to watch these little tricks, okay? We got to watch these little tricks, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrats, they've been doing this stuff for decades. The Democrats have been doing this stuff for decades, family. A lot of the people are talking about Trump is about to bring back stop and frisk. You know the person who was campaigning for all of that, pull black folks over and check everybody? The person who was doing that was Eric Holder back in the 90s when he was under, I think he was under the Clinton administration. Eric Holder, that tether, who's a Caribbean tether, Eric Holder's been around for a long time. That was Eric Holder on that. He was promoting that and co-signing that. He was the black face of that. Hey, you know, there's a lot of gun violence with black people. So yeah, we need to just start pulling over cars and checking people. Holder was co-signing that. Yeah, Bloomberg. Oh, that stop and frisk, that was the Clinton. That was under Clinton, Bloomberg and those guys. You know, they put it on Giuliani. Yeah? Oh, they work together, man. I want y'all to understand this. A lot of them, just like when the reparations thing down here in California, Gavin Newsom, Democrat, suspected white supremacist Democrat, he made this big announcement for reparations and got a reparations task force in the Black Caucus. And they saw that we were on top of the Black Caucus's neck. We were not going to let them play little word games and misrepresent the wording with the reparations thing so that it would falter. We made sure all the language was right and exact. We put international eyes on it. They didn't expect us to be so heavy involved on it. They didn't expect us to show up in DC by the thousands and galvanize people all over the country to stand on this reparations thing. They didn't expect that. And because there were so many eyes on it where they couldn't flip it and make the wording janky, they had to find a reason to crash out at the last minute, and they got their Negro flunky boule bootlicks to do it. They got their boule bootlicks to sit up here and trash that reparations bill and crash it out, literally for no reason. So Gavin Newsom just did a press conference. Well, the Black Caucus, you know, they disagreed. And like, were you going to veto it? Well, you know, I didn't speak with nobody. Well, what about black on black crime? They should apologize because a lot of them were being doxxed, and he did a lot of deflecting. But they got their boule bootlicks to sit here and crash that bill. They got the black people to do the dirty work for them. And they've always done that. And they thought that they were going to try to use the Republicans. Oh, it was the Republicans. If you look at my channel, on my broadcast a couple of days ago, I had a Republican who did a chess move on their ass, Bill Assaley. He's a Republican. He said, okay, if they're not going to introduce the bill, the Democrats, I'm going to try to introduce it. He tried to introduce the reparations bill on the floor so it can get a vote, and nobody seconded it. So they cannot blame the Republicans. So that whole thing where they're going to try to blame the Republicans for the reparations crash out, they can't do that. So family, when we criticize the boule bootlicks, we are right and exact for doing that. The boule bootlicks should be called out because they use them to do a lot of the dirty work for the white supremacists. You understand? And then they do the dirty work. The left-wing white supremacists will use the boule flunkies as their cover. Well, they wanted me to put a crime bill together. It was the black leaders. It was the black, they always call them black leaders. Watch out when people are calling folks black leaders. I just did, I was on a Twitter space live the other day with Isaac Hayes III. We were having kind of a debate. And me and him were kind of going back and forth. It was real respectful. And he was talking about black Democrats who are admirable, like John Lewis and all that. He brought up John Lewis. And I said to him, I'm like, yo, John Lewis is not a hero in black society. I don't rock with John Lewis. I forgot why he brought John Lewis up. John Lewis's name came up, and I said, I don't rock with John Lewis. John Lewis didn't do anything for us except get his ass whooped in Selma. And then Isaac Hayes III, oh, no, did you say that for real? Oh, no, where? Oh, that is so disrespectful. Oh, that is disrespectful. Oh, I know you didn't say that about John Lewis. Oh, that is so disrespectful. And I said, brother, I meant it with every drop of disrespect. Oh, did you really say that? Oh, well, oh, did you really say that about John Lewis? Oh, John Lewis is an icon. We didn't get civil rights if it wasn't for John Lewis. I said, man, listen to me. I meant that with every drop of disrespect. Listen to me. John Lewis was a do-boy for the Democrats. John Lewis didn't move the needle. John Lewis's only claim to fame was getting his ass whooped in Selma. John Lewis didn't get nothing passed. John Lewis has never been a hero in the black community. I don't owe him anything. John Lewis didn't do nothing for us except sit up here and let white people prop him up as the poster boy for being docile and nonviolent and to let you get your ass whooped with dignity, which you don't get whooped with dignity. You understand? I don't give a damn whatever. If you work with John Lewis, some of y'all in Atlanta know John Lewis or you knew him or whatever, y'all know what it is. John Lewis was not a real writer. He was a poster child for ass whoopings. He was a poster child of what you shouldn't do. He was up there talking about, I saw something, when it was beating on me, I said, thank you. It was something he said. I said, man, thank you for doing your job. And he'll never be my hero. And he's not a hero to black society. John Lewis has never been a hero to black society. Never. You don't have murals of black people putting murals of John Lewis nowhere, like a Malcolm X, like a Dr. King, like Huey P. Newton. Yeah? S.K. Simmons, you said he did more than Tariq Nasheed. You a damn lie. He ain't do more than me worth a damn. He did more for immigrants and LGBT. John Lewis did not do more than me. That's a damn lie. Very few people on the grassroots have done more than me. Very few. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Boy, dude, I'm a rider. I'm a legend, my G. Let's keep it real. I don't give myself enough props. You better forget who you talking to. I'm a legend out here, dude. Very few people have done more than me for black society here in America and globally. Very few people. On the grassroots, very few people. Come on now. Y'all don't, man, I don't like throwing my resume out there, dude. Boy, you're not going to play with me. Boy, you're not going to play with me, man. Man, look, some of y'all, man, boy, I don't want to throw my resume out here. Boy, let me tell you something. When you create a film series from scratch without corporate money, where 7 of them went to #1, became bestsellers, and are taught in schools around the world, come back and talk to me. When you give financial assistance to Dr. Ben, to the legendary Dr. Ben, let me do the resume real quick. When the legendary Dr. Ben was in a nursing home and all of these hotep niggas left him to starve after all the work he did, and he was non-FBA, but he was a rider. It was this player right here who put money over there in that nursing home to feed that man. Some of the other people in the conscious community, some of the legends, when they needed their rent paid, it was this player who did that. When the legendary Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, who gave everybody the game, who I'm about to do a documentary on, ladies and gentlemen, when that beloved Queen Mother died, people were calling around talking about taking a collection for her funeral. I was offended. A collection? How much is it? They told me the price. I immediately sent the money and paid for the whole thing. We will not disrespect that sister by passing out a fucking cup. People should have been tripping over themselves to take care of that. You don't question me. When Darren Seals, the legend, the real Black Lives Matter brother, was out there stomping in Missouri, That was the real lifeblood of Black Lives Matter. When them race soldiers killed our brother, I paid for that brother's funeral. You understand? When our brother, the young brother, was down there in Georgia, stepping on the flag, calling out the police, calling out race soldiers, EJ, Brother Eric Johnson, the brother was a fugitive. And they put him in jail. I got that brother out of jail. When a brother was down there in Louisiana, a race soldier tried to beat him up. The brother turned around and put hands on the race soldier. I made sure that brother didn't see a fucking day in jail. And then I got his charges dropped. Y'all better understand my damn resume. And for the tethers who come over here talking crazy. When I went to Haiti and did the movie 1804, and spent over $1 million doing that movie, which is taught in Haiti, down in Miami, because some of y'all people didn't do it. When I did that movie, 1804, that's taught in schools everywhere. I went down to Haiti giving all types of money to the Haitian people, helping them out. When I went to Africa, Tanzania, when I went over to Zimbabwe, I was giving money to the good folks over there that were showing love to me, some of the farmers over there, thousands of dollars. People saw it. I'm a legend in the game. The legendary artist Prince used to tell everybody to go watch my movies. Prince, the iconic singer Prince, would give people copies of my movies. When they showed Paisley Park after he died, there were copies of Hidden Colors there. When Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, he was consulting with me. I was giving him the game. He was learning from Hidden Colors. Boy, do you know how iconic I am in this game? I don't give my resume. Dude, I'm out here. I've been out here, dude. We're the gangbangers. When T. Rogers, the dude who was the Pyru, who basically spread the Pyru game in LA to a certain degree. My brother T. Rogers, when he died, I helped pay for his funeral. That's my brother. When Tamir Rice died, I helped pay for his funeral. Don't ever question me. Do I need to keep going, or am I just going? Is it too much? Do I need to keep going? Don't ever question me. Dude, even now with the microphone check film, I'm protecting our culture. Angry Puerto Ricans have been throwing lawsuits at me because I'm fighting for foundational Black American culture. Do y'all know the angry Puerto Ricans are throwing bogus lawsuits at me because I'm telling the truth about the culture that they didn't create? I'm fighting for our legacy. I have to fight angry, hostile, anti-Black Puerto Ricans now. Let me keep going. Just to protect our culture. Dude, I've been out here in the game heavy. Do we need to talk about the reparations rallies? I done put these reparations rallies together where thousands of people have shown up out here in DC twice. Huge successful rallies, keeping the drumbeat of reparations up. Nobody with my influence is doing that. A lot of people with the kind of influence I have, they kind of shut up so they don't offend white mommy, white daddy. I'm not built like that. I'm a foundational Black American. We come from a lineage of people where you're supposed to help people within your community. Tethers always think there's some kind of little old financial scam somewhere where it's the Jews giving you niggas money. No, from our culture, we're supposed to look out for people in the damn community. When the rapper, what's his name? What's the dude who made Panda? What's his name? He's beefing with 50 Cent now. What's that guy's name? Oh yeah, the museum. The Hidden History Museum. Yeah, we done put together a museum from the grassroots, dude. I made $1 million in a month. No, what Black person is doing that? When I made $1 million, when we raised $1 million in 1 month, all the Tethers lost their minds. And then built a museum out here in less than a year. All the Tethers were real mad at that. Designer. Dude, when Designer was out here by my office about to get shot by the police, they're about to blow that man's head off. I pulled over my car and got in between him and the police to stop him from shooting this dude. Just on GP. Because that's how we were raised as foundational Black Americans. You're supposed to help other folks, man. just because they're part of your community. You're supposed to help them. The FBA expos, we done had expos where we go down to Dallas and Atlanta bringing business people together so you can see their products and you can buy from them. You understand? Well, I done a lot, dude. Nipsey Hussle, my good brother. Who do you think he was inspired by? Go back and look at some of Nipsey's tweets. The legendary Nipsey. Nipsey would give me props all the time. He always talked about how influenced he was by my work. His words. Go back and look at his tweets. He would tweet about me all the time. There's tweets of Nipsey. Hey, man, I just saw 1804. That's the best documentary I've ever seen in my life. He said that. Come on, man. Do you really want to know the rest? I got to let niggas know. I have to let people know. I got to let people know. Man, a lot of y'all just don't know the resume. And family, you better put some goddamn respect on my name. And family, this is just within the last decade. Everything I told you was within the last decade. Do y'all know how long I've been around? Let me just go there for it. Do y'all motherfuckers know how long I've been around for? A long time, putting in some real work. Some people have been rocking with me. Look, a lot of my audience is young. A lot of my audience, a lot of you guys are in your 20s. Family, I was doing podcasting before that was even a real thing. Started in 2006. Podcasting was very new. You understand? I've been in this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long ass time. And I've been creating industries for a long time. Even before the podcasting thing, I put out books that folks were reading back in the early 2000s. My first best-selling book came out in the year 2000. I had a book called The Art of Mackin'. Some of your moms and your dads and your uncles, they had that book because some of you were young. Your parents would read my books, family. My books were #1. I put out #1 books in the early 2000s before the internet was really popping. My books created the whole pickup artist manosphere thing. That's where they got it from. Because my books became so successful. That's where all those dudes got it from. They got that from my stuff. Before any of these dudes were doing stuff on the internet, family, I was on television. Dude, I was on mainstream television, getting paper, doing this chopping up real game. I was on The Tonight Show. I was on Conan O'Brien, the Jenny Jones Show. I was on all of these major talk shows. Family, these people were trying to give me a television show because my Q rating was so high. I was doing stuff with MTV, and the ratings were so high, they would give me specials. So they were basically promoting my books for me. Yes, I was on Charm School with Monique. That Flavor of Love stuff, they had me on all those shows promoting my books. My books were selling through the roof. I could have just stuck to chopping up game. Family, right before I did Hidden Colors, there were 3 networks trying to give me a television show. They were throwing money at me to do pilots. We're talking 2008, 9, 10. Yes, I was on MTV Made. When I was on MTV Made, that was their highest rated episode. Where a player, was teaching a goofy white kid how to be fly. People loved that. People loved that. That kind of became the inspiration for the movie Hitch, a fly black man teaching a goofy white guy how to be cool. That became the inspiration for Hitch because the movie studios kept trying to buy the rights to my book and we were having issues. So what Hollywood would do, they're like, nigga, we'll just take your idea, which they did. Marlon Wayans, shout out to Marlon Wayans. He did a phenomenal interview on Shannon Sharp's show. He was talking about how they would go to these meetings and tell them stuff and they'll just steal their ideas and run with it and just leave them out. Shout out to Marlon Wayans. I listened to that interview. Boy, he was saying that, I was testifying. I'm like, man, I know it. Them folks, boy, you go to Hollywood, you give them an idea, you tell them, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, this, this. They'll be like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Then all of a sudden, they go hire a whole crew and a whole white cast to do what you just told them. They used to do that to me all the time, man. I would go there, give them ideas. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking up Hitch. A cool white guy, a black guy who's a player tells a white guy how to... That sounds familiar. I would go to VH1, give them some ideas. Hey, I got a Gold Digger series thing that I'm doing. Let me give women, let me just get a bunch of women, a bunch of game from a player's perspective. Let me do that. I turn around, it's a show with a white boy doing exactly what I just said. I'm like, what the hell? It was called, what was the name of that show? It was some white boy that they literally found from nowhere. They just picked this dude. I'm like, what the hell? I forgot what the name of the show was. And then they came back to me because that kind of flopped. So they came back to me and they gave me a lot of money for a pilot. VH1 did give me a lot of money to do a pilot for the Gold Digger show. And if you look online, you'll probably see the pilot for that, where they had me in a house with a bunch of women. That was VH1. So they gave me a whole bunch of money for a pilot. And so at the time, they were trying to get me to do these dating relationship shows because that was a big thing. And that's still a big thing to a certain degree. That's still a big thing. But at the time, 2010, there were a bunch of shows, a bunch of networks trying to get me to do shows. At the time, I was already going on tour. Some of you, if you've been rocking with me for a long time, you know that I was doing tours and lectures for years. Family, y'all know that I would do lectures at universities? I would do lectures at Yale. Do y'all know that? Some of this stuff is online. Yeah, Eric Monte, yeah, they did the same thing to him with Sanford & Son and Good Times. Yeah, they'll take your ideas and run with it. But family, do y'all know that I did lectures at Yale and places like that? Hold on one second. Because nobody's going to disrespect my name. We're going to have to talk about this. Let me show y'all something. Hold on one second. I want to show y'all something. For anybody talk, because then you got these, I'm going to show some receipts today. Let me show y'all my damn resume. How I've been getting it in for a long time. Because you have tethers who be like, well, nigga, you tried to get into black power for the money, nigga. First of all, there wasn't no money in giving black folks game. There was no money in it. You understand? There was no money in educating black folks and telling black people about their history. No money. Until I got in and said, hey, let's do this thing on a large scale. Let me make big productions out of it. That's when it started making money. That didn't make money until I came in the game. None of the black conscious stuff made no money until I brought this shit to the game and started making big productions out of it. Let's be clear. I've been around for a long time getting money. I didn't need this to get money because there was no money in it until I brought the money to it. Let me show y'all something. Family, I was doing lectures in colleges all over the place. Let me show y'all an article from 2006. All right, some of y'all might remember this and might not. This is from Colgate News. This is Colgate University. Look at the date. This is in 2006. They were going to have me do a lecture. It was something called Sex Week. We're about chopping up game, and I've always been very real about the game. I've been very honest about man-woman relationships. I never did none of that simp stuff. I gave it from the hip. What my brother, my good dear brother, RIP to him, Kevin Samuels, started to do later, my brother got that from me. I was doing that already a decade before. Kevin Samuels, and he watched my stuff. He studied my stuff. But I was giving that hardcore, real talk-ass game for men and women for a long time. Well documented. And when I did the Mac Lesson Show, Many of y'all weren't around during the Mac Lessons days. I was giving real relationship advice from the heart, telling it like it is, not sugarcoating anything. And it was real controversial. Nobody was really used to that. I was doing that a long time ago. And colleges, when they were bringing me out, sometimes the people would complain. People were complaining about me dropping that hot fire years ago. And this is them at Colgate University. They booked me, and I guess some feminist organization got pissed off because I was giving all of that game. They were like, that week some students voiced objections to Nasheed's possible presence on the campus. His best-selling book, Art of Mac and other titles, he hosts the Mac Lessons radio show. He regularly appears on television programs, BET, VH1, Conan O'Brien, Adam Carolla's show. He deals with making relationship, to discuss the objections with them. What do they say? They weren't really given real reasons why. The women's groups were saying that I was racist, that I was going to reinforce negative stereotypes. But I want y'all to see something. They were just making up a reason because they didn't want me to come up there and bring that hot fire. But I'm going to show you what they were paying me. This is what I was getting then, because they still had to pay me. They canceled the lecture, but we signed a contract. So this is the kind of money I was making then, going on tour, doing lectures, just chopping up game. Despite the fact that Nasheed is coming to the campus, is not coming to the campus, he will still get paid as it was stipulated in his contract. The cost, about $5,700, will come out of Colgate University's funds. So yeah, they still had to break bread. Dude, I was getting $5,000, $6,000 a pop going around the country just chopping up game on a regular basis. You know, this was damn near 20 years ago. I was making that kind of money 20 years ago, family. Well, y'all better understand my resume. This was a decade before Hidden Colors. Almost a decade before. Yeah, that's in 2006 money. Do y'all remember when I first announced when I was going to do the Hidden Colors? Don't tell me about money. I've been getting some paper now. I've been getting paper, chopping up game, getting paper. You understand? I could have just kept doing that. That's the kind of money I was making regularly. I was going on tour, and this was what they were paying me. When I would do my own tours, I'd make more than that because I didn't have to share the money with nobody. I would go out doing tours around the country, selling out venues all over the place, just chopping up game. Way before I made Hidden Colors. In 2010, I came home. I was on Ustream. I was doing a Ustream show. And some of the people who remember my Ustream, I just got off tour. There was something that was new called Kickstarter, because a lot of times at that time, people were really complaining about the movies that were out. I just had to read my resume tonight because some people in the comments wanted to question my resume. Let me go that. I just had to go there. But let me say this. I started doing Hidden Colors. 2010, I got off tour. And at the time, a lot of people were complaining about the movies that were out at the time. Movies like Precious, The Help, The Blind Side, all of that nonsense. We were getting flooded with these movies that were killing the self-esteem of black people. I remember seeing Precious and I felt dirty leaving the theater. So there was a real bad vibe that we had about movies. So everybody was complaining, man, Tariq, man, we need to get somebody to make some movies about some real black stuff, man, some real positive black images. And I said, look, I was on Ustream one day. And I said, look, I just found out about something called Kickstarter. Kickstarter was a crowdfunding venue that if you had ideas, you can find people with like-minded situations who wanted to contribute to your projects. So I said, look, check this out, guys. I got an idea. Because the reason I started writing books that became bestsellers, I wasn't planning on being an author. I wasn't planning on being an author. I wrote books. I wrote The Art of Macking out of necessity. At the time, most of the books that came out in the late 90s, a lot of those books were like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Everybody was saying, man, we need a book that real players can really can respect and represent. Nobody was writing. I said, well, damn it, I'll write one. I'll write a book and just talk about how me and my buddies chop up game and some of the techniques we use. I wrote that book. That book sold 250,000 copies. Everybody and their mama had The Art of Macking. That was a huge best-selling book. And then Simon & Schuster and Penguin Books, they all came to me throwing book deals at my ass. I was getting $50,000, $100,000 a pop from these publishers. They were breaking real bread. And I was going on tour promoting the book, so I was good with the books. 2010, I come home from tour. I said, look, I have an idea. Yeah, Monsters Ball, all of these movies. I said, look, there's something called Kickstarter, where people can raise money for projects that they want to contribute to. I dug in my pocket. I just happened to have $20,000 in my pocket because I literally just came home from a tour. I got home that Sunday. I always do my YouTube and Ustream shows on Sunday. I got in on a Sunday. I hadn't even changed clothes. I just happened to have $20,000 in my pocket because I just did a lecture somewhere. And because I had $20,000 in my pocket, that's the number that I stated for Kickstarter. I said, look, I looked in my pocket and I said, okay, this is $20,000. There's something called Kickstarter. Look, if we raise another $20,000 on Kickstarter, I'll put another $20,000 on top of it, and I'll do a documentary about Black history. If you guys match my 20K, that's why the first Kickstarter for Hidden Colors was $20,000. And that number just came because I just happened to have $20,000 on me. And I told people, I said, yeah, if y'all match me, we'll do it. I'll do a film. I got film crews. I work in the industry, man. I know how to get editors and all that stuff. If you guys if you're serious, you raise $20,000, I'll get it done. But here's the kicker. I don't want no women to contribute to it. I want only Black men. I don't want none of my white listeners to contribute to it either. Do y'all remember that? We're my old school listeners. I made a point to not have any women contribute to it. I said, no, I want Black men to do this. I want the world to see that Black men can get this popping. A lot of my white listeners, because I had a lot of white listeners at the time, as I do now, because I wasn't really heavy on getting on the race soldiers yet. I wasn't heavy on that. So I had a whole bunch of white listeners. I didn't want them to fund it because that would have kind of defeated the purpose. And white people wanted to fund it. I had a lot of my white listeners, hey dude, I'll contribute to it. I said, no. This is something that the brothers gonna have to step the hell up and do. This is something that the brothers are gonna have to step the fuck up and do. Brothers are gonna have to do this. I want Black men only. I wouldn't take a dime from nobody else but Black men. I said, we gonna have to do this. Go back and if you can find the old Ustream shows. And brothers did it. It was 300 people. That's why I always say the Melanoid 300. That's why the website is the Melanoid 300, because those 300 brothers who contributed to that, you helped change the world. Yeah? You helped change the world. That was very important. I wanted Black men on the grassroots to do it because I wanted us to step into our real manhood where we can get on code and get stuff done for the community. A lot of folks don't even know that. A lot of folks don't know that. Hidden Colors, man, that was the first of its kind. Nobody was doing nothing like that. Hidden Colors was the first of its kind. Nobody was doing anything remotely close to that. We put that thing out and changed the world. Shout out. That's why I always shout out those brothers. You'll hear me talk about the Melanoid 300. I always talk about, hey, if we get 300 people on code, you can change the world, dude. Pope Politic, and he was one of those 300. I'm telling you, those 300 contributors to the first Hidden Colors. Those are the damn real legend MVPs. FBA Brothers on Code, unstoppable. I wanted us to do that. I wanted us to say we changed the world without getting assistance from other people like we're children. We're men. We can do things. All we got to do is get on code, and you find somebody with a good resume who's trustworthy to kind of facilitate it. Yeah? Yeah, then Hollywood, look at what Hollywood did. Do y'all, let me go back to the resume. Do y'all know when Hidden Colors took off and then the Hidden Colors 2, we put these things out and it was just killing the game. The Hidden Colors series was a global phenomenon. They were showing this stuff all in Africa, the UK, Amsterdam, the whole hood had it. We would do screenings around the country, lines around the corner. Huge, huge, huge series. So the corporate structure got into it. Nike, we had to send them a cease and desist. Nike did a shirt, do y'all remember this? Called Hidden Images, where they did a shirt that was based on the DVD color of Hidden Colors. They did a series of shirts from Nike, which was a damn carbon copy. Yeah, Nike tried to steal the design and called it Hidden Images or some shit. We're like, no, but we had our lawyers on their bumper. They had to pull that from Nike. Then the movie Hidden Figures came out. They started, all of these hidden movies came out. Yeah? So yeah, the corporate structure tried to get their claws in it to a certain degree. You know? They tried to vulture their way into it. But family, I've been in here in the game for a minute. Nobody has gotten together all of these legends and put them out there on the big screen. Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson had retired. Do y'all know Dr. Claude Anderson retired? I brought him out of retirement. I said, hell no. No. People gonna have to see you, brother. Now Claude Anderson is all over the place. Breakfast Club, all of that stuff. We pulled him out of retirement. Dr. Welsing, Brother Kaba, James Small, some of these legends, they thank me. Shout out to Brother Kaba, James Small. They've always given me props, saying, hey man, you know, Tyreek put us up in these films, that took our stuff to a whole different stratosphere. They've always given me props for that. Now the world sees these brothers and bring them to lectures and viewings all over the place. Yeah? Umar. I put Umar on. Let's y'all know it. I put Umar on. Umar is brilliant. Now, you know, Umar does his wild thing. The Hidden Color series put Umar on. I put Umar on. You understand? And I say that respectfully, not to say that I'm sunning him or nothing, but you know, he was first known worldwide because of my films. You did? Nobody has done it like me. Oh, did y'all Google it? Google it. Google what I just said about Nike. Hold on, Google it. A lot of folks, I just never talk about this stuff. I'm so busy looking in the future, I never go to the past. Hold on. Let me see if I can Google it real quick. But yeah. Where is it? Where's that? Oh, here it is. Yeah, Reddit talks about it. Yeah, it's Reddit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's an old Reddit post about it. Right here. Let me show y'all this real quick. Because this was years ago. This is 12 years ago. Look, you see that? Nike did a shirt called Hidden Images that looked just like the Hidden Colors DVD. Y'all can Google this. But this was a blatant damn ripoff. This was a blatant ripoff that Nike tried to pull. So we made them, they had to pull that off the shelves. There's a lot of stuff that we've influenced out here, man. There's a lot of stuff that we've influenced out here in the game, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was a blatant ripoff. It was a blatant ripoff. Eh? They'll rip your stuff off, man. Hollywood and the corporate sector, they will rip your stuff off unapologetically, dude. So I just say that to say, you're just showing the resume, man. I've been out here doing this for real, for real. I've been doing this for real, for real. Yeah? So don't question me. My resume is solid. Nobody has done it like me. I say that as humbly as I can say it. Nobody has done this thing like me. There's a reason why they send the think tanks after me, because they know the influence that I have. They send these think tanks to kind of try to denigrate me and discredit me because they know the influence. Yeah? Real talk. Real talk. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here heavy. We're in here heavy. But going back to John Lewis, all right? John Lewis didn't do none of that. Okay? What I just read, my whole resume, John Lewis didn't do any of that. All right? I say all that to say that. John Lewis didn't do none of that. And I saw an interview with John Lewis back when they were talking about black power and all of that, black empowerment. John Lewis was bucking his eyes. I don't know about no black empowerment now. We're going to get in some good trouble. John Lewis was stomping for everybody except us. Yeah, John Lewis didn't get no civil rights bill passed. That got passed because of violence. The civil rights bills did not get passed because of nonviolence. All right? Those bills did not get passed because black folks sat up there and got their asses whooped. Those bills were passed because of violence. Black people were putting in work in the 1960s. Do not let white people, elevate John Lewis and tell you that they passed the civil rights bill because they felt bad for whooping John Lewis's ass. That ain't true. Black folks in the 60s were turning the hell up as quiet as it kept. Brothers was hijacking planes, sniping race soldiers off roofs. They were putting in some damn work. That's how bills got passed. Cats were understanding guerrilla warfare, urban guerrilla warfare. That's how things got passed. But going back to what I was saying about the boule and all of these people, family, this is why they elevate the boule and tell them they're your leaders. Well, John Lewis, that's your leader. Well, John Lewis wanted us to put more police. That's your leader. No, you're saying that's our leader. You're telling us that's our leader. We're not putting up murals of John Lewis. You're telling us that. Well, yeah, the boule, those are your leaders. Al Sharpton, them, those are your leaders, and they don't want reparations. No, you're telling us they're our leaders. We're saying the boule bootlicks don't really represent us. Want y'all to understand, like I said earlier, a lot of the boule bootlicks, going back to this whole thing where they like to blame Trump and blame the Republicans, a lot of the Democrats, the white ones, get their boule bootlicks to do the dirty work, and then when the ball is rolling against us, they'll try to blame the damn Republicans. Family, do y'all know that whole thing that the Republicans like to do? That whole black on black crime. What about black on black crime? What about black on black crime? That whole what about black on black crime stuff, you know where that came from? That came from the boule. Family, that whole what about that black on black crime trope, even the whole term black on black crime, that came from the NAACP and the boule. You understand me? The first time they used that term, black on black crime, I think in 1970. Oh, y'all know? Y'all didn't know that? That came from the boule NAACP class. Just like blaxploitation, where they denigrated the movies from the 70s, where a lot of black actors were working. Some of them were doing the movies independently, and they were making money. The NAACP came along and denigrated the movies, and then that kind of squashed the movies a little bit later on, but the NAACP didn't have anything to replace it with. So when the those black movies, those independent movies started to dry up, the NAACP didn't come along and say, here's an alternative. They just let everybody starve. So the whole term blaxploitation was created by the NAACP to denigrate those movies, but they didn't have an alternative. But black on black crime, that whole trope, that started in 1970 with Jesse Jackson. Just like Jesse Jackson, they had him bring in the term African American. Jesse Jackson was talking about black on black crime. Now, to his credit, it might have been an innocent observation because what was happening was white flight was going on. A lot of these urban centers, their tax brackets were being drained by the white supremacists moving to these newly formed suburbs. And let me jump back in history a little bit. The whole thing of denigrating black people in northern cities, that really started in the late 1800s when black people started moving north. Some of the white sociologists said, hey, black people are criminally prone. So all the white people in the north, when you have these black people coming from the south, oh, watch out, they're going to be raping the white women, and oh, they got a criminal gene in them. So if you're in Chicago, watch out for the Negroes committing crime. So their narrative was that there were a bunch of black people who's going to commit crimes against white people. That's why in 1919, they had a big Chicago race riot up there because of the media kept talking about the black criminals. But when they start talking about black on black crime, Jesse Jackson and those guys, there was an article that came out around 1970 from one of the black newspapers. What they wanted was they wanted the criminals to get harsher sentences if they harmed a black person as if they would harm a white person. Because the whole narrative was, and well, the truth is, if a black criminal harms a white person, they'll get 100 years in prison. But if they harmed a black person, they get a slap on the wrist. But Jesse and those guys incorrectly was framing it like, well, what about black on black crime? Them putting that narrative out there, framing it that way, inadvertently that turned around and bit the black community on the ass. And even they, in the 70s, in those newspapers, I remember they did an article and they interviewed some dusty Negro, some dude named Fast Willie in Chicago, some street dude, and they got a quote from him. They asked him, hey man, why do you commit crimes and harm black people and not white people? Why do you commit crimes against black people? And the brother, he was like, you know what? I'm out here in Chicago, truth be told, I can't go to Dearborn, one of those places. I think it was Dearborn. I can't go to the Dearborn neighborhood, which was a white neighborhood, I'm thinking. I can't go to the white neighborhood. I can't go over there and commit a crime. The minute I show up, the police gonna get me. So yeah, I commit crimes against other niggas because the police ain't looking, the police ain't paying attention. This dude kept it 100. He's like, yeah, I commit crimes against other black people. It's easy. I ain't really gonna get punished. The police ain't really paying attention. They over here looking over there. So they allow me to do crimes against other black people. Yeah? The dude kept it 100. Like, yeah, they allow us. So the NAACP and those guys were like, okay, we need policing and the same sentences for black on black crime. Now, there were some other black prominent people who were saying, hey, we need resources and policing. And the white supremacist was like, you know what? Forget the resources. We'll do the policing, though. So we'll just come in and just arrest everybody. That's not what we wanted. Now, remember, it was the Boule class in the NAACP going into the 80s. They started really pushing that black on black crime nonsense real hard. In fact, let me show you something. Ebony Magazine, they did a big article on it in 1979. Right here. This is 1979. Black on black crime, the causes, the consequences, and the cures. So they start messing up by doing this. When they start putting, that was the Boule NAACP crowd doing that black on black crime stuff. You dig? That was them doing that. And the white supremacists got it and said, you know what? We're going to use this to just criminalize all of y'all. See, the Boule class, they were like, well, you know, we protect us. We need the white police to protect us from these niggers. So help us, white people. Help us from the dusty Negroes. That's what the Boule class was doing, talking about black on black crime. Can you help us so these dusty Negroes won't rob us? Because they won't rob you. Can you stop the dusty Negroes from robbing us? That's what they were doing, basically. So instead of saying, hey, let's get the resources in these communities so nobody's robbing anybody, the Boule class said, okay, if you can bring the police in, that'd be cool. So the white supremacists were like, okay, it's the black leaders want us to bring police and 3 strikes and stop and frisk. It's the black leaders who wanted it. So I guess we're going to have to give them what they want. You see? We better know who pushes this stuff. That's why don't let them Boule bootlicks come up here and point the finger at Trump. Them Boule bootlicks were pushing all of this stuff to their white benefactors, helping them smash down on us and being a front for them. They've always acted as a front for the white supremacists smashing down on us, man. They've always done that, just like they're doing with reparations now. They've always been the front Negroes to sit up here and let them put policies together that smashes down on us, man. But never allocate resources to help us. Every time we try to get those same Boule bootlicks to say, hey, why don't they send some checks down here so nobody's committing crime? Well, my hands is tied. I tried. It's going to get vetoed. We hear a lot of splaining, but y'all make sure they get the police down here smashing on people, and then y'all sit up and blame Trump. Well, it's Trump that's got the police. No, Negroes. It's you sitting up here with these white supremacists helping to do that. Don't let them run that game on you, man. Don't let them Boule bootlicks who try to shame us for questioning Kamami, who's been locking black folks up out here in California, her too, and got out here splaining for her. Don't let them splain. Don't let them point the finger at the right wingers. Don't let them do that. And right now, the black community is getting smashed down on by immigrants. That's the Democrats too. And the Boule class doing it. Don't let them fool you. And now they done brought in a bunch of tethers to do the real dirty work. They started doing that early, like Eric Holder and all of these people. And let me tell you something. The white supremacists know that they need that tether class because they know the foundational black American class, we're the warrior class. They know we'll fight back. They know a lot of us will say something. I ain't talking about the Boule bootlicks. And many of the Boule bootlicks are a lot of tethers. Did y'all see the judge in Michigan? There was a white supremacist judge talking about American blacks. I want y'all to hear this, kind of how she prefers foreigners over American blacks. I want y'all to listen to Judge Kathleen Ryan of Oakland County, Michigan. This is in the Detroit area. She said, if you're an American black person, you're a lazy piece of S. This is why all those tethers always talking about how hard they work. They get that from these white supremacists. Listen to this. See, they know who to get. I want y'all to listen to this, family. This is Kathleen Ryan. Listen to this white supremacist judge. Hold on.
The Honorable Kathleen A. Ryan presiding.
Good morning. You may be seated. After more than 13 years on the bench, Oakland County Chief Probate Pro Tem Judge Kathleen Ryan is out of her courtroom. Chief Probate Judge Linda Hallmark removed Judge Ryan from her docket last week, announcing that a complaint about internal allegations of unprofessional conduct was sent to the Judicial Tenure Commission. Judge Ryan was arrested in 2021 for domestic violence, but those charges were later dismissed. And now she's back in the headlines.
Well, if you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of
hold on. Let me play that again. Listen to that. She's talking about FBAs, Foundational Black Americans.
Well, if you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of
The 7 investigators have obtained the recordings that county officials say prompted Judge Ryan's removal.
He's just I have no use for him. I can honestly say that. Okay, I'm not systemically racist, I'm a new racist. I never was, but now I am because you're shoving it down my throat and making allegations that you don't know about. You're telling me who I am and you've never met me. You.
Hutton says the judge also used homophobic slurs about other
They always got to throw something else in there. Every time they talk about racism, homophobia too. Stop.
elected officials.
Oh, stop. So this woman sat here. Yeah, if you are black from another country, yeah, you different. But yeah, these American blacks, these American blacks, no, all that we lazy. No, we ain't gonna sit up here and work for peanuts. No. It ain't that we're lazy. They know foundational black Americans, you're not gonna work us like we're immigrants. We gonna get a bag. They know that foundational black Americans, we're not gonna stand in front of Home Depot working for peanuts. We're gonna get a bag. We're gonna get what we're supposed to get paid. You're not gonna throw us little trinkets. We're gonna get the bag. And we're gonna stand up for what we're supposed to get. We speak out. We ain't new booty. No, you're gonna give me what I'm supposed to get. You're gonna give me some dental benefits, some medical benefits, some time and a half, some overtime. You're gonna give me a raise. Yeah, we're gonna get what we're supposed to get. Yeah, we don't do slavery no more. Yeah, slavery is over for us. We need the bag. That's why they have vitriol towards us. We ain't gonna let you mistreat us. And yeah, if you at the job talking crazy, you talk now the tethers. You get them and talk all types of crazy to them. Hey, Abdullah. Well, I saw you got a new haircut. Boy, that hairline of yours is really trying to do something, ain't it? Listen, I got you some deodorant because you're a little musty today, but I got you some deodorant. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, I know you're from your village back in Africa. You probably don't use a lot of deodorant, so I got you some. Thank you so much. They'll sit there and let you say little passive-aggressive stuff to them. You say something crazy to one of them FBA sisters. Hey, Laquita. Where'd you get your hair weave done? I have a black friend and I want to get her a weave like yours. Bitch, what? Hold on. Human Resources Department, I need to come in for a minute. Laquita is going to go down to HR on your ass. Laquita is going to record you and go down to HR and get a bag. What you say, bitch? Human Resources, I'm distressed right now. I have mental anguish. Oh, Laquita's gonna get her vocabulary together. Yes, I have mental palpitations. Oh no, Laquita's gonna go get that bag. They know you can't talk that crazy shit to us. They know what time it is with us. You ain't about to talk that crazy ass stuff to us. No. We're gonna get half the money from that company. You talk crazy to us. We ain't gonna sit up there and let you talk that passive aggressive bullshit to us. Yeah? That's not gonna happen. Oh, those lazy niggas. No. You just can't treat us any damn way at these jobs. You can't talk to us any kind of damn way. We're gonna get a bag out that company if you talk to us all janky. You know? You talk that bullshit to Laquita. You see Laquita at a club with a t-shirt on that says emotional distress and a new car. They're going to have an emotional distress party. Hey, she's going to be twerking. Hey, go Quita, go. Shit, we're going to have an emotional distress cruise with that money. Shit, we getting a bag out your ass. We don't play like that. But yeah, that's what you mean by saying lazy. That means, yeah, these Negroes, these FBAs, they're not going to take our crap. Yeah? They're not going to take our crap. That's what they mean by that. But listen, a lot of these Democrats are sitting here helping these immigrants come in these communities to undermine us. And the black community, the grassroots, they're speaking out about it heavy. Shout out to Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, let me show y'all some of these clips coming out of Chicago. The people are speaking out against what's happening out there. Where's this sister? Hold on. Right here. There was a dude. Let me show y'all this guy right here. Speaking of the paymasters. In Chicago, the grassroots, they're speaking out against the immigration out there. And there's this white man. I'm trying to see who he is. He's some guy, I don't know if he's an influencer, politician, or whatever. But he's trying to shame the black community for speaking out and not supporting immigration like that. Hold on, where's this article? Hold on. He's going to try to shame right here. This guy right here, Bob Avakian. This guy here, whoever this guy is, and I think allegedly he put up some posters in Chicago talking about, I have a question for any black people today who are caught up on this hating on immigrants. So what the hell is this? I have a question for black people hating on immigrants. Do you really want to be like the rabid racists, or do you want to put an end to this madness that you and the immigrants are being put through? Man, if you don't go to hell. It is this system that put black people through the hell for centuries and still putting black people through hell. It's this system of capitalism and imperialism that's putting the masses of immigrants through hell, making life unlivable for tens of millions throughout the world, forcing them to leave homes and their homelands in a, where's this? Hold on. It's in a desperate search for a decent life, not our problem, and being exploited and discriminated against if they make it to the country more responsible for their miserable situation. This country, hold on. If this country is so damn responsible for their misery, why are they flocking to it so damn much? You can't sit here and flock to it and then complain. No. You can't flock to this country risking your life to get here and then complain. It don't work like that, and we ain't the same. No. Hold on. Instead of being played to hate on and fight against each other, all the people who are oppressed, exploited, misused, and abused, tormented, and terrorized under this system, and all the people who really care about justice need to unite and rise up against and put an end to this system, because that is the cause of all this madness. Man, go to damn hell. If you don't go to hell, these immigrants come over here and start sounding like damn white supremacists. It's a white dude. They come over here and immediately start working against us. They ain't trying to join no forces with us and unite. They come over here and we're the first people they undermine. When we saw Tyreek Hill getting gaffled up, those were people from immigrant backgrounds gaffling him up in police uniforms. Y'all not gonna run that game on us no more. Y'all not gonna run that, oh, we immigrants are oppressed and black people are oppressed. If we all get together, go to hell. Y'all don't get together with us. You join the oppressor class. We got Myron Gaines and people like that out here who sounds like the alt-right. Y'all ain't running that game on us. We are on our own and we're holding our own nuts. You do the same. We don't owe you nothing. We don't owe nobody a damn thing. And shout out to the people in Chicago. Let me play this clip of the brothers and sisters out there in Chicago standing on business, letting them know these immigrants up there are a problem. Hold on. Shout out to this sister here. She's talking about, yeah, those signs talking about black people hating on immigrants. They were putting signs in Chicago talking that nonsense. Hold on.
You don't hang no signs about black people hating on immigrants, because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
we everything y'all are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that ordinary Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar Lopez.
Up here and talk about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy.
Come on, sister. Come on.
Who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy to the black man. Yes. And he is coming up in here acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that,
but all along, all you're doing is trying to use black people to find a reason to make some money. Let me tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. You ain't gonna us like
y'all gonna abuse us.
Yeah, that's a hate crime. Putting those signs up, denigrating black people, talking about black people hating on hate. That's a hate crime, putting them signs up.
They get to abuse the black American.
Come in here and go clean it up. I'm telling you, you leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RFK Jr., just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party.
There you go. The Democrats are trying to abuse us. Don't let nobody sit here and try to shame you into going along with the Democrats' abuse. The Democrats are being so disrespectful and abusive to us, it don't make no damn sense. It's even worse up there in people, black people on the grassroots. We're complaining about the Democrats in California. They're complaining about them in New York. They're complaining about the Democrats in Chicago. They're complaining about the Democrats in Ohio. Let me show y'all Ohio. They're talking about how the Democrats are sending these damn immigrants up there, and these immigrants are doing weird stuff up there. Hold on. Check this out. There's complaints all over the country. Check this out. What's going on?
That like a guy like me has to come out from doing what I do on a daily basis to have fun, because I see what's going on in these streets, and I see you guys just sitting up there in them comfy chairs and suits, and I'm getting out here every day and I'm broadcasting this, and you guys are just sitting up there in suits and stuff. Like, I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into, they flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from this. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me tonight, FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them.
What the
y'all
heck?
Get the Highway State Patrol down here
Whoa. So yeah. Lord, what the hell? What in the whole damn hell? So yeah, man, it's getting crazy out here. It's getting crazy out here. People are complaining. People are complaining, ladies and gentlemen. People are tired of what the Democrats are doing. People are tired of it, as they should be. People are tired, as they should be, ladies and gentlemen. And people are speaking out against a lot of this stuff, as they should. You dig? It's hell out here. So they're not going to sit here and try to point the finger and blame everything on Trump. They're not going to blame everything on Trump. We're not trying to hear them blame everything on Trump. The Democrats are doing all of this stuff, and they're deliberately disrespecting us. They're using tethers and bootlicks to assist them, and we're saying enough is enough, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we are with ours. So we don't owe nobody anything, Black family. It's all about us looking out for what we're supposed to get as foundational Black Americans. We're supposed to get what we're supposed to damn get. It's okay for us to look out for ourselves. We are not generic Africans. We are foundational black Americans. We have a lineage. That's another thing. They try to make us comparable to immigrants. Don't let them try to make you comparable to no damn immigrant. That's what the term African American did. That made us comparable to a Haitian American, Italian American. We are not immigrants. Foundational black Americans, we're the only true Americans. Because American culture is something that came from us. We didn't have any other culture except the culture of American culture. Native Americans, the red ones, they didn't do anything to build America or American culture. Their culture is an exotic other. The Europeans, they brought over a different culture. They had to assimilate into what would become American culture. African immigrants would have to assimilate into what would become American culture. We are the only group that started with this culture. This has always been our culture. You can't point to somewhere else where we came from. Calling us some kind of generic African, that ain't it. You can't point and pinpoint to any other culture that we brought. We created a whole new culture, American culture, from scratch. That's why everything that has to do with American culture comes from us. We created this culture. Excuse me. We created American culture. That's us. Ladies and gentlemen, we had an ethnogenesis. And don't let people try to turn us into generic Africans. We are not. Our ethnogenesis is unique, ladies and gentlemen. You dig? Even white scientists, they recognize this. Where's this clip of this white man? Hold on, there's a white dude who recognizes this, and he's breaking it down. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Well, this white dude breaking that down. White scientists understand this. Where's that clip? Oh, I hate when I can't find stuff right away. I cannot find this clip. Where's that? Where's that clip? There's a video of this white dude talking about our ethnogenesis. Nikki the guy, you know what I'm talking about, dear? Nikki, you in here? Where this white dude is breaking down our ethnogenesis. Nikki, do you have that clip, sister? There's a video of this white guy, I think he's some kind of scientist, talking about our ethnogenesis. If you can find that clip. Where's that? Yes, the bald dude. Where's that clip? Somebody's going to have it in a second. I know somebody's going to get it. I know somebody's going to. You haven't seen it. Okay, my bad, this. Okay. Oh, man, I wish I had it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Excuse me. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, got it. Here it is. Got it. Now check this out. Oh, what's it doing? Hold on.
And especially the...
Okay, here we go. I got it. Check this out. Now this is heavy. Check this out. I got it. Now check this out. This is heavy. Hold on.
And especially the African American experience. It's literally not duplicated anywhere on earth in history. African Americans are a completely unique phenomenon as a people. Who they are culturally, what their history is, what their experience is, isn't duplicated anywhere on earth. You don't know where you came from.
In Africa.
You don't know what country you came from. You don't know what culture you came from. You don't know what language you came from. You don't know what your religion was before. You, like I've said before, you're more American than anyone because you don't have any other identity. Actually, your entire identity is American-based.
That's not the case of anyone else. I'm Irish American, I'm German American, I'm Italian American, I'm Jewish American, I'm this or that, the other. You can say African American, but you don't know anything about Africa.
Right.
You don't even know which part of Africa. Africans don't call themselves that. Because I know my tribe. I have my language. I have my region, my country, my whatever. Like me saying European American. I'm not European. I'm specifically Irish and German. But you can't say that. You are American. You're the original Americans.
Yep.
You know? Everyone else is immigrants. You can't even be called immigrants.
Right.
You know? You're originally American, and your culture is as close to being the indigenous culture of America as there can be without you being the indigenous people. Right. You know? You're the indigenous people of the entity called America.
This is what I've been saying for years. I've been saying this.
Called the United States of America. Everything else came from elsewhere. Your culture is the only one that came from right there.
Yeah.
Because you were cut off from everything else. You know? There's nobody else like that. There's nobody else like that in the world. There's no other culture like that in the world.
Right. This is what I've been saying. For years, I've been saying we're indigenous to America, to the United States. Because we built it. That's what foundational means. I'm not a generic African. We are indigenous to the United States. That's correct. That's what I want people to understand. I keep drilling this into people's heads. There was no United States until we built it. We are the foundation of this. We are the foundation of it. You dig? Now, there's a white man who said it. Okay, will you believe it now? Because I've been saying this for years, that we had an ethnogenesis. We are indigenous to the United States. We are not comparable to no immigrants. Our relationship to this land is unique. Claude Anderson has been trying to tell us this for years. All right? So yes, that's what they don't want us to be on. Excuse me, this air is getting in me. I've been spitting hot fire tonight. See, they don't mind us having an African studies course. They'll give us all types of money for an African studies course. Oh yes, if you want to praise Wakanda somewhere, go knock yourself out. When we start saying, hey, no, wait a minute, damn all that Wakanda stuff, this right here is ours. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that FBA stuff, I don't know now. Because that's where your power is. That's where our power is. Now you're paying homage to your ancestors and that Majara spirit. You're paying homage to that spirit of Majara that we've created here, that ancestral spirit, that ancestral energy. Now we're paying homage to that. That's where you get your power from. When you acknowledge and pay respect to your true ancestors, that's when you get into your power. Your ancestors are here. The ancestors are all around. They're waiting on you to show them the respect that they're supposed to get. When you call on them, they come to you. You understand? When you call on them, they come to you. That ancestral energy is no joke. That's why all these dumbass dudes who sit up here clout chasing on the internet, going to cemeteries, disrespecting their ops. That's why they end up getting killed all the time. That Thulio and that dude up there in Pennsylvania trying to clout chase, going to cemeteries. Yeah, I'm digging up my ops. Yeah, I'm digging up my ops. You play with that ancestral energy if you want to. When your op dies, you're not dealing with what he was on this physical plane. What he was something that was not his real essence. When you go back to the ancestral realm, you go back to your real essence of who you were supposed to be. You go back to who you really were. That ancestral energy is different. That ancestral energy is a vengeful energy. It will get some revenge on your ass. You dig? You go back messing with that ancestral energy and some of that spiritual energy at these cemeteries thinking you doing something for clout, and then you get ran over by a bus, and then somebody mow your dumb ass down. You learn the hard way. Stop playing with that energy, man. Don't play with the spiritual realm like that. I ain't trying to get too hocus pocus on you. Don't play with that. Yeah? You play with that if you want to. You're dealing with different energy out there, family. There's a reason why Montgomery, the fade in the water situation, there was a reason why the brothers and sisters turned up so heavy down there, beating up them white supremacists on that water where that was a slave port, where they were bringing in our enslaved foundational Black American family members. Some sisters, 2 hours before Fade in the Water happened, they went up there and did a root work ceremony and poured libations in the water to give spiritual thanks. And they conjured up them damn energies and those spirits, and it went into those brothers and sisters who turned up on them white supremacists. That wasn't a coincidence. You better respect that spiritual energy, man. You better respect it. It's there. Go to one of these plantations, man. Go visit. You will feel it. You will feel that energy. That's why I love New Orleans. That energy is all over the place. New Orleans has a lot of spiritual energy. And everybody knows it because a lot of the people there, they knew how to do rituals and things in order to feed that energy. So the energy is really alive in New Orleans. That ancestral and spiritual energy is so powerful in New Orleans. That's one of my favorite cities. I love, y'all know I love me some New Orleans. That's why I'm down there all the time. I love it down there. You dig? That energy is real. That energy is real. I absolutely love New Orleans, man. You can feel that energy all over the place out there. And when you go down to New Orleans, you go down to the cemeteries, they treat the cemeteries like nightclubs. I told y'all, we tried to go to a cemetery. They were charging a fee to get into a cemetery down there. They were charging a fee to get in the cemetery. And look, you go down to those plantations. I took my mother and my wife in down there, and they went to those plantations. They got very overwhelmed. It was a little too heavy for them. You know, if you just go down there and you ain't really used to that. I've gone down there several times. We did a film. We filmed on some of the plantations there, so I know how to process that energy. I know how to process it. So that strengthens me when I go down there. My mom, I took them down there. They were, that energy was overwhelming their ass. It was real heavy on them. That energy was real heavy on them. That's why, again, a lot of the actors, when they do movies and they film on those plantations, they have breakdowns. Our brother Amos, John Amos, James Evans on Good Times, when he did the movie Roots, they were filming on a plantation. He had a breakdown. He broke down on the plantation. That ancestral energy got to him. When the other brother, and he died, the brother from The Wire, who was in the movie 12 Years a Slave, when he was filming on a plantation, he had a breakdown. They had to console him. That ancestral energy got to him. Those ancestors will speak to your ass, man. You dig? And if you ain't ready to process it, it hits you, man. Oh, did Kerry Washington, did she have a breakdown too on Django? Yeah. Michael K. Williams. Yeah, Michael K. Williams. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you feel it. You feel that, dude. I'm telling you, you feel that energy. She called you crying when they got there. Your daughter went on a trip. Yeah. Yeah, when you hit those plantations, man, but you use that. When you first go there, it's going to overwhelm you. But when I'm always tapping into the ancestors, so that just gives me more strength. I love it. I'm always tapping in. Yeah, you feel the trauma. Sometimes you feel the trauma. We filmed where they had a rebellion. Excuse me. We filmed on a plantation where they had that 1811 rebellion. That's what we filmed. So I'm soaking up all that energy. We filmed there. Yeah. I remember when we were doing one of the movies, we were going to film at one plantation, and they had this black lady who was the curator there. She didn't own it, but I guess she was managing for the white people. And it was, I forgot which plantation it was. And they were gonna let us film down there. I forgot what movie we was gonna film. But then her ass went to Googling me and then got nervous. She, I guess, found out that I was kind of controversial. And then start bucking her eyes. We can't have Tyreek up here now. We can't have Tyreek. We can't have him up here now. Filming with all that. He's gonna bring us some trouble. Like, ma'am, do you live on the plantation? You act like you a slave there now. Start bucking her eyes like I'm gonna get them in trouble. Yeah. I want to go to those plantations in South Carolina. That's where I want to go. I want to hit some of them South Carolina plantations. I want to go there. I got to take the family out there. You dig? I want to go out there. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here because I've been on here very long. Listen, the movie Microphone Check, we got the new version, microphonecheck.com. Even on Amazon, we got that on Amazon. It's back #1. Microphone Check is back at being the #1 documentary on Amazon right now. The album, Grinding for a Green Card by Flextro, that's going to be out this Friday. Pre-order right now. Go down here below and pre-order the album, Grinding for a Green Card. Pre-order that now on iTunes. You're going to love that album. It comes out this Friday. Also, if you are in LA or in the vicinity or near Southern California, we got an event next Saturday at the Hidden History Museum. September Soul Saturday. We got great food, great drinks, complimentary food, complimentary drinks, great music, great comics. Y'all need to come on down and join me, Dwan B, Freeze Love. We got a bunch of funny, hilarious comedians who are going to be there. We're going to be networking. We're going to be vibing. 2131 West Jefferson Boulevard, Los Angeles. Also, if you're in LA, come on down to the museum tomorrow. Come down tomorrow and visit from 11 to 4. But definitely come on down next Saturday. We're going to have a ball. I'm going to be there with you, man. Get your tickets at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. All right? I'm up out of here, guys. We had a great conversation tonight. I'm up out of here.